Welcome, listeners of WHFB AM 1060 and WIMS AM 1420, as we launch another edition of the Green Radio Network. Here on the Green Radio Network, we'll bring you a variety of green topics and the latest information on green technology and transportation. This program features environmental leaders throughout northern Indiana and the entire nation. The Green Radio Network is sponsored by NERPC, the Northwestern Indiana Regional Planning Commission, and the award-winning South Shore Clean Cities. Both entities are leaders in the environmental industry and work together to bring cleaner air and more sustainable living to northern Indiana. Now to introduce Carl Lisek, Executive Director of South Shore Clean Cities and the host of the show.
AM 1420 WIMS, AM 1060 WHFB, Green Radio Network host Carl Lisek. I'm Rick Federighi with Girard Media LLC. We are here today at the South Shore Clean Cities annual meeting and awards, and you're listening to the coverage as it continues here on Girard Media. Carl Lisek, our host and our event host for today. How are you?
Rick, I am doing fantastic today.
It is absolutely great to see you here, a packed room. And again, as Sean Seals from IDEM would say, that Carl Lisek can pack a room.
I don't know about that, but, we're very blessed. Sean, as Sean says, we get to work with some great people throughout northern Indiana, but our entire state. And Sean, as being one of our state leaders, as you can see, has really helped reduce emissions here in northern Indiana, and we're just really proud of, some of the accomplishments that Sean has brought to northern Indiana and also the state of Indiana.
What I love, Carl, is that you have a plethora of folks here. You've got the stage set for the awards ceremony here at the Blue Chip Stardust Event Center. You obviously have a number of partners and vendors that coincide in the adjacent facility in the room that really explains what we do. You, as the host of the Green Radio Network, what do you want to throw out there? Because you have very interesting guests each and every week right here on WIMS and on WHFB. Explain a little bit about your thought process here today.
Well, again, Rick, I think Indiana is not known for its environmentalism, if you will. I think what we see with the Green Radio Network is the opportunity to highlight some of the great things that are going on, to talk about everything that's green and all the good things that are going on, not only in Northwest Indiana, Northern Indiana, Michigan, but also the entire country. And so, really our dream with the Green Radio Network is to talk about things that we can do as normal citizens, consumers, that can help with our environmental footprint across the nation.
I noticed as we come in through the foyer area here at the Stardust Event Center, you've got a number of different vehicles represented. If you look on Facebook right now on WIMS and on WHFB, you'll actually see pictures of not only the vendors, the event itself, but these actual cars that are here. The center one, I go right to the Michigan City Police Department. We are out nonstop year round, and we see Sergeant Chris Yagelski. Can you explain, Carl? Let's start in the center, and we'll move to the right and to the left and talk about that a little bit here on the Green Radio Network.
So I think one of the things that we've done is, the city of Michigan City has been an environmental leader throughout Indiana and throughout the nation. And obviously with Mayor Muir and, working with the police department and trying to help them go green. So one of the first phases that we worked with the police department, not only in Michigan City, but LaPorte and other areas throughout northern Indiana, is helping our law enforcement agencies look at ways that they can reduce their carbon footprint. Again, I think if you look at any community, the biggest users of fuel is probably our police department, law enforcement, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the vehicles. So, working with the city of Michigan City, we did apply for a grant several years ago and use it to apply for over 35 electric vehicles. And this was like the first phase of electric vehicles in and around Indiana. And the Think car, which was decked out with law enforcement lights, and they use it as a patrol car, but it's also an officer-friendly car. And so we applaud the things that are going on in Michigan City. And that was just one phase. As today, as our event progresses, you're going to see some other things that we're working on with the city and trying to implement other things as electric zero-emission motorcycles. And again, I think one of the cool things that you're going to see throughout Indiana is that we're trying to demo some of these vehicles for law enforcement agencies, emergency responders, to say, hey, we can use some of this new technology and start implementing that. And so part of our goal is South Shore Clean Cities to identify some of the vendors that are local, that you can purchase this equipment, and then we also try to help them with funding and putting these things together collectively and then implementing those. So if we can successfully implement a project, we can then also do it somewhere else in our great state. And so the one thing that we've seen not only with the Green Radio Network but with our community leaders is that people are working together. No matter what you hear in the press, right here on WIMS, that we are working together, and your leaders of the state of Indiana are working collectively together to improve the quality of life.
AM 1420 WIMS, AM 1060 WHFB, Carl Lisek and Rick Federighi. Michael Sanders. Sanders, our executive on-site producer, along with Jackie Beisel. Some of the great folks that are obviously here include some of the phenomenal sponsors, and some of the things that you have done include working with great partners like NIPSCO in earlier shows that you have done here on the Green Radio Network. Carl Lisek, of course, here, the host of that show on both radio stations. Talk a little bit about NIPSCO, like, for example, the really cool charging stations. And so that's just one of several.
Yeah, absolutely. NIPSCO actually is one of the first agencies here in Northwest Indiana that originated South Shore Clean Cities back in 1999. So the board of directors consisted of a lot of NIPSCO employees, and then as we became more stabilized, we took over the leadership of the South Shore Clean Cities program. But we've worked with NIPSCO on numerous programs. We just recently finished the implementation of over 150 public charging stations across northern Indiana, and that also included 250 home charging stations. So we are set really in a lot of ways to start implementing some of these electric vehicles that you see on our show and that are on display today for consumers, and then also for some of the communities that we serve.
What do you think, if you don't mind me talking about this? You were obviously on with WIMS and WHFB as we put a final thought out there. You were just with your representatives with the Green Radio Network, by the way, at the Chicago Auto Show. What do you see out there? Do you see a lot of this stuff being implemented? It's the biggest show in the country, and it's right here in our backyard, and you were there.
We were there. We rolled out a new grant program here for Northern Indiana. We worked with 7 other states, and Indiana was a recipient of the state with the American Lung Association out of Minnesota. We announced with the Department of Energy, the Department of Transportation, American Lung Association, and these 7 other states, the EVOLVE program. And the EVOLVE program really is working throughout our state and our areas on the implementation of electric vehicles, electric charging stations, and then also education and outreach, and looking at ways of implementing. So right-sizing fleets, things like that. So pretty much throughout the next 2 to 3 years, we're going to be working with everyone on trying to do demonstrations with electric vehicles, not only from electric cars, electric trucks, electric motorcycles, to show that we can really start implementing some of this technology. The technology is there. The ranges are improving. We're seeing still there's tax incentives for consumers, and then there's grants. And so part of the things that we're implementing and that we announced today was this $39 million project that the state will be implementing with the Volkswagen settlement. And part of that settlement was South Shore Clean Cities did apply for some funding for ZEV funding, which was called Zero Emission Electric Vehicles. And so we had applied for some funding, and we're hoping to be a recipient of that so we can start actually implementing some of these vehicles for free into our communities. And again, it's part of a settlement that VW had to, and you're going to be hearing a lot more about that throughout the coming year. And so we're going to be working with our community leaders, our business leaders, and our consumer leaders. And, we want to just be known as that resource to help bring these new and green technologies to our area.
Carl Lisek, host of the Green Radio Network, heard exclusively on Girard Media LLC, AM 1420 WIMS, AM 1060 WHFB. I thank you, Carl, for your time and all you're doing for the good of our communities, not only throughout northern Indiana, but of course throughout the state. Thank you for all the stuff that you do as well on WIMS and WHFB, a great event.
It's always a pleasure, Rick. As you know, our work is never done. And, we just look forward to a great 2017 here for Indiana.
There's nothing more important than spending time outdoors with your family. That's why it's so important to do whatever you can to keep our air clean. It's good for the environment and good for the health of your friends and family. Take a closer look at how poor quality is affecting our community. Across the 3 counties of Northwest Indiana, recent studies from the American Lung Association show that 9% of adults suffer from asthma, 4% live with chronic bronchitis, 38% have a form of cardiovascular disease, and 10% of the children in Lake and LaPorte counties struggle with pediatric asthma. Now, the number of adults with asthma is nearly that of adults with diabetes. Consider how diabetics make adjustments to their diet in order to be as healthy as possible. Everyone can make adjustments to improve air quality and the quality of life for those who live with asthma and other lung diseases. Northwest Indiana, clean air, think green, breathe easy. A message from NERPC. All right, it is Rick Federighi with AM 1420 WIMS, the talk of the South Shore, streaming live at WIMSradio.com. And, of course, AM 1060 WHFB. We're live here at Blue Chip Casino, part of the Green Radio Network. Glenn, tell us who you are and a little bit about your wonderful Best Equipment Company.
It's great. My name's Glenn Linhart. I cover Northwest Indiana. We sell municipal equipment, street sweepers, garbage trucks, sewer cleaners, parts, and we help people. I've been working with South Shore Clean Cities for quite a while now, and it's a great organization, and I'm proud to be a member of it.
Talk to me a little bit. You got a great group of folks that are here with you today. Who's in your crew of wonderful individuals representing the Best Equipment Company?
All right. We have the owner's two daughters. Lauren Dahlman is one of them, and Jenna Bowen's the other one. We have our Northeast salesman, Ben Wanners, here too. So hope they have a good time and get to meet a lot of people.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate this. I want to talk a little bit, if you wouldn't mind, if you guys wouldn't mind saying hi, of course. Rick Federighi Live. Tell me a little bit about why this is so important to you, if you wouldn't mind describing to the WIMS and WIMS and WHFB audience, please.
We love being a part of this show. We have Glenn Linhart on the board with us, and we offer alternative fuels to our customers, so we just are happy to be here.
Well, you know, it's great, too. You're obviously very young in terms of the hip thought process, and I've been watching the green stuff here on the Green Radio Network with Carl Lisek and the crew, and it's just neat to see things evolve into the next generation. A lot of us that have daughters and sons that are, evolving, for lack of a better word. It's kind of cool because I'm the old guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We like to keep our parents in tune with what's hip.
I'm all about you guys, and I thank you so much for you guys being out here today. If folks want to get a little bit more information on the actual company itself, could somebody just give me maybe a Facebook page or whatever they could do to get a hold of that, please?
Yes, we are on Facebook. If you search Best Equipment Company, you'll find us, and we are on the web at www.bestequipmentco.com.
Thank you so much, everybody, for all of your time. Glenn, and thank you so much for being out here again.
Thank you so much.
All right. AM 1420 WIMS, AM 1060 WHFB. Rick Federighi, of course, here with Gerard Media LLC. Michael Sanders, our executive producer, of course, right here on the Talk of the South Shore. I see Chris, and Chris is always crazy busy. Introduce yourself, Chris, to our WIMS and WHFB audience.
Very good. I'm Chris Case with the United Soybean Board.
This is really cool. Obviously, you have got a massive setup here at the South Shore Clean Cities, annual meeting. Talk a little bit about what you guys do, please, to our radio audience here on the Green Radio Network.
Very good. The United Soybean Board represents soybean farmers, of course, and we promote the use of soy products in a variety of applications. People are surprised to know that carpeting, sin lawn carpeting, is soy-backed or soy-based. The AstroTurf type products, artificial turf products, soy-based. We've got shop products and vehicle products, engine oil, hydraulic oils, lubricants, greases that are made out of vegetable oil that you can put in your vehicles. So not only are you greening your vehicle by getting propane fuel in them, but by taking care of your vehicles with these lubricants and other fluids, you're greening up your vehicle. Cleaning products, graffiti removers that are unbelievable. If you can't get it off with a soy-based graffiti remover, it ain't coming off.
I'm kind of like the Sanders, my executive producer, is smiling because we all know that is absolutely something that you need. So how did that all come about? Was that just kind of an oops and it worked?
Well, no. Actually, vegetable oils have more solvency than petroleum products. So that solvency is what works on things like paint removers, graffiti removers, things that you need that solvency to take off whatever somebody put on that shouldn't have put it on.
Absolutely wonderful. If folks want to get a hold of you, your company, and or connect with you, can you please maybe throw out a website or some information on that, please, here on the Green Radio Network?
We've got a brochure here at the table, but it's www.soybiobank.com. nipscobase.org, and in that has a lot of information on the products, and it also has success stories of communities and entities that have used vegetable oils in their fleets and in their maintenance activities, building construction, you name it, it's probably got some soy in it if you look around hard enough.
You're absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Now get back to work. Keep up the awesome work, and thanks for being a great sponsor.
Okay, hey, thanks a lot for stopping by.
You got it. Rick Federighi, Michael Sanders. We are doing it up here at AM 1420 WIMS, the talk of the South Shore, streaming live at WIMSradio.com. On the Green Radio Network, of course, we've got a lot of great folks as we are here live, taking control of what is going on. Of course, NIPSCO is absolutely phenomenal and a great partner of Girard Media. Of course, Kevin, tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Sure. I'm Kevin Kirkham. I manage the new business department at NIPSCO. I'm excited to be here today. South Shore Queen City has been a great partner with NIPSCO, and together we've been able to put in a lot of charging stations for electric vehicles on the market.
Carl and I were just chatting about that on the air on WIMS and WHFB. That is really of epic proportions. It's something I've spoken with Don Babcock and a number of your colleagues about. NIPSCO is a wonderful sponsor of this event. But chat a little bit in and around town, because I don't, a lot of folks know about this, but a lot of folks may not know how detailed you guys are here in Northern Indiana. Can you give me some stats if you wouldn't mind?
Sure, yeah. We've been able to put 80 electric vehicle charging stations at 69 locations. So that means that each station will have 2 ports. So 159 actual charging ports is in and around our communities now. We have 28 communities that have EV charging stations, and so we're excited, and hopefully we'll get more cars to be able to use them. Most of the stations are free to use. You can go on chargepoint.com and take a look at the exact locations and the addresses. And it's been a really great program we've been able to offer our communities and customers.
I've been watching this since it evolved. It's so cool because this totally covers the Green Radio Network and the WIMS, WHFB area. Everything from Portage to Valparaiso to Cedar Lake to Westville to Michigan City, St. John, Beverly Shores. You guys are everywhere with this.
Well, thank you very much. I'll tell you what, we have a wonderful announcement here today, too, because Nissan is offering all NIPSCO customers the ability to have a $10,000 discount over the MSRP price for a Nissan Leaf from now until March 31st of this year. So it's a wonderful opportunity for customers to get out and purchase a Nissan Leaf at a very much discounted price. And in addition to the $10,000 discount up front, customers also still can partake in the $7,500 tax discount. So now you're bringing a Leaf that's normally between $30,000 and $35,000 down to $20,000 to $25,000 plus a $7,500 tax credit. So it's a very economical way to get in on a Nissan Leaf and have an electric vehicle and use these charging ports that NIPSCO now has helped to create in the communities.
Thank you so much for all that you do, Kevin. Always great to see you and the NIPSCO family at all the local community events. You guys do such a great job. Thank you again for being on the Green Radio Network.
Well, thank you very much. Pleasure.
All right. Rick Federighi here with WIMS. Of course, Michael Sanders, our executive producer. We're also on that Green Radio Network soiree of WIMS and WHFB. Let's jump in here just a tad here. Let everybody know who you are. Hi, Melanie. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Let everybody know who you are and a little bit about your company, please.
My name is Melanie Stursma. I'm with Ozinga Energy. My title is Office Admin. I work with Dave Westerveld. He's the operations manager. Basically, CNG started as an in-house operation, and now we've expanded out to third-party customers. So we're here to talk to potential customers about their CNG needs. And yeah.
Awesome. Dave, tell me a little bit. First off, Dave, introduce yourself to the Green Radio Network audience on WIMS and WHFB. I'm Rick Federighi. We are having a blast today. Tell us a little bit about yourself and why it's so important to be here.
Thank you. My name is Dave Westerveld. I'm the operations manager for Ozinga Energy. Ozinga is extremely proud to be here and part of the Green Cities Coalition. We love all the work that's being done. Are just thrilled to be a part of this event. Ozinga has a continuing commitment for sustainability and for the environment and the communities that we work in. Our red and white concrete trucks are seen throughout all the neighborhoods, all the construction sites, and we want to take that a step further and make it good for the environment, good for America. Compressed natural gas is as American-made of a fuel as there is. It's great for the environment and great for everybody who's in the communities we serve.
Awesome. Melanie or Dave, you want to throw out a Facebook or any type of information that folks can get a hold of you directly? Maybe if they're listening right now to the Green Radio Network, any Facebook page or social media?
Ozinga is on Twitter. I know that for sure.
And Facebook. Yes, Ozinga has a Twitter account, Facebook page. Our website has links to everything that Ozinga does. It's www.ozinga.com. There's contact information at Ozinga Energy, ready mix concrete, logistics, materials. Ozinga is an integral part of all these communities and all these construction projects.
Awesome. And Melanie, you wanted to have a final thought on this?
And then Energy's website, www.ozingaenergy.com.
Awesome. You guys have a great day. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all that you do. Here with AM 1420 WIMS, Talk of the South Shore. We're streaming live around the world. Of course, Rick Federighi, Michael Sanders. Let everybody know who you are, sir.
Joe Kaczynski with Midwest Transit Equipment.
Great to see you again, Joe. How are you? Good?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Awesome. I'm doing great. Another sold-out event. Let everybody know who you are, sir.
Jared Collins, also with Midwest Transit Equipment.
Absolutely great. Tell us a little bit, if you guys wouldn't mind, Jared and Joe, about the company itself, about Midwest Transit Equipment. I would love to hear a little bit about it, please. We're on the Green Radio Network on WIMS and WHFB right now.
Well, Midwest Transit Equipment's the largest bus dealer in the United States. We've got 9 locations across 5 different states that we function in. We're here today just to speak about our alternate fuel options for buses, both commercial and school application. And just excited to see what the conference has in store for us as well.
Joe, why is it so important as we look to the future? Because quite honestly, there's millions of buses on the road all across the United States of America.
Well, I've been in the bus business for a little over 5 years and have been involved in many of the alternative fuel conversions. It helps the taxpayer save money. It provides a nice green solution. Today specifically, we do have customers in Indiana who are in the process of ordering propane-equipped buses. So the trip here today was specifically to visit with them and then to see others who might also have an interest in the alternative fuels.
Do either of you gentlemen want to throw out a social media, Facebook page, website that folks can get a hold of you to find out a little bit more about Midwest Transit Equipment?
Sure, yeah, MidwestTransit.com. Very easy there. And we also have a Facebook page if you want to like us on Facebook. And you can also go to our website and join our e-blast.
Have to tell you, up for the coolest shirt of the day so far there, young man.
I like the style.
I like the color. It's very cool together. It's great. Thank you, Joe, for your time. Thanks for being out here again.
Thank you.
All right. AM 1420 WIMS, AM 1060 WHFB on the live stream around the world at WIMSradio.com and WHFBradio.com. This is great. Let everybody know who you are there. Doug, how are you?
Yeah, I'm Doug Blythe. I'm with AmeriGas.
AmeriGas has been out here. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. And I see that Melissa's here. So what are you and Melissa doing here today? Talk a little bit about AmeriGas, please.
Well, AmeriGas is, we're the largest propane distributor in the United States. Melissa's a sales rep in our Indiana area. She covers all of northern Indiana down to about Indianapolis. I'm the area sales manager for AmeriGas, which includes Indiana and the Chicago market.
Absolutely great. Obviously a part of the sold-out event today, which is absolutely cool. You guys are showcased up here in the front. Why is it so important, propane, the alternative fuel solution? What would you throw out there as we're talking, across the dial, Chicago, Indiana, Michigan, right here on the Green Radio Network right now? What would you say? Why is it so important?
Well, I would think it'd be the cleanliness of the fuel. I mean, if you take any of the vehicles that we've converted, an example would be, normally you get an oil change 3,000, 5,000 miles. There's vehicles that we have out there that are in the 50,000, 60,000 miles. And when you check the oil, it's still as clean as it was if you did it at a 5,000 mile.
Absolutely wonderful. If folks want to get a hold of you or Melissa and connect with the company, you guys want to throw out social media, anything like that? Hi, Melissa.
Hi, I'm doing good today. Actually, you know what? You can actually check us out at AmeriGas.com. Awesome, great website for any information. You can find your local district. You can also contact us through, we have a Facebook page, which is a great idea as well.
Thank you both so much for being out here. Thanks for being a part of this. It's wonderful to see you, as always. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Melissa.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Rick Federighi here with AM 1420, WIMS, AM 1060, WHFB. On the fly, we are with Michael Sanders, our executive producer here. Of course, Don Hadley, it's good to see you. How are you?
Fantastic.
It is great. Talk about your company. Let everybody know a little bit about yourself and your company.
Well, my name is Don Hadley. I've been with Lakeshore Ford since 1991. I'm also the vice president of South Shore Clean Cities. I've been on the board of directors for 9 years now. We are heavy into electric, alternative fuel, propane. We are one of the only certified electric dealers in Northwest Indiana. But we also do a lot of propane and CNG conversions. And so it's been a great partnership, matching up the dealership and the Ford product with Clean Cities. Clean Cities is, if you just take a look around the room, is just blown up as far as the interest from the community. So we're proud of what we do, and we're happy to be here.
John, it's so great to see you, and obviously you're handing out different things. What are you guys presenting now to the folks that are walking through? What are we handing out today?
Well, what we're doing is just trying to educate everybody here on the different vehicles that do have the alternative fuel capability, which is just about all the commercial vehicles that Ford builds in one way or the other, whether it be electric, propane, natural gas. There is an application for that vehicle, and then what we try to do is match up our customers' needs and the vendors that would install those programs, and put it all together. And maybe if there's a little grant money here or there, we try to put all that together and make everybody happy.
You are the best. Thank you, Don. Really good to see you.
Thank you so much.
All right, Rick Federighi with WIMS, also AM 1060 WHFB. Michael Sanders, our executive producer, on site as we are live on the Green Radio Network. Also, Jackie Beisel, our on-site producer. We've got a lot of great folks that are here as well. I see that Mark and Kevin are here, and they've got a packed area. It is Midwest Wind and Solar. It is so great to see everybody. Mark, how are you?
Outstanding. How are you?
I am doing great. We are live here on the Green Radio Network. Talk a little bit. Tell me a little bit about your company and about yourself, please.
Sure. Starting with the company, we were founded about 9 years ago. We, as you can tell from our name, Midwest Wind and Solar, do a hybrid of renewable energy solutions, solar thermal, wind solutions, as well as solar electric. We do that in a couple of different states here in the Midwest, but are headquartered here out of Griffith, Northwest Indiana. And basically our solution is a turnkey solution. So we help people understand really what they can do with renewable. So a lot of education is part of that part of the process. We do free site assessments, help with financing if needed. We have our own licensed crew to install, and at the tail end we help with operating and maintenance of the system.
Got it all covered. If folks want to connect with you, Mark, do you have a website or social media, anything you want to throw out there so folks can get a hold of you directly?
Fantastic. Absolutely. Yeah, our website is www.midwestwindandsolar.com, and certainly look us up on Facebook.
You are absolutely great. Here's another young man that is hanging loose. I see right behind you, you've got EWT, direct drive wind turbines. As we're kind of painting the picture here on the Green Radio Network, let everybody know who you are and a little bit about what I just said.
Yeah, my name is actually Tyler Moore, and I'm a project manager with Midwest Wind and Solar, so I see the projects from beginning to end. EWT is one of our partners that we use for the wind. So
it is absolutely cool, and I got to tell you, no matter if you're traveling down I-65 and you get towards Indy, it is the coolest picture. I always say that would be, I'm a music kid, and my executive producer on site and Jackie Beisel and Sanders, we all jam. I'm like, that would be the coolest album cover. An album, I'm old, but it would be really cool. But anyways, it is really, really neat. You're seeing this stuff pop up all over the country. Obviously, is this how we are evolving with this particular stuff here?
Yes, it's certainly how we are evolving. There's been a big backing. It's been a big push. Every time we come to these events, there's a huge interest in wind and solar.
You're awesome. Toll free 866-430-0518. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
All right. You guys are awesome. We are live here with AM 1420 WIMS and AM 1060 WHFB. We're here live on the Green Radio Network. Michael, how are you, buddy?
I'm wonderful, my friend. How are you?
I am doing great.
Green Radio now?
We are on the Green Radio Network on WIMS and WHFB.
I see. Okay, the Green Radio Network now. That's good.
We're doing. Well, you're absolutely right. And it's Red Day kind of Valentine's, Talk to me a little bit. Hi, Dean. How are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Let everybody know who you are, please, and a little bit about your company, if you wouldn't mind.
Great. Yeah, I'm Dean Nickel. I'm with Trillium CNG. We build compressed natural gas fueling stations. Design, build, own, and operate for refuse companies, transits, and heavy-duty trucking companies.
Absolutely cool. So you guys are obviously here, and there's a definite need. It seems like everybody here has got some cool niche. What brought you into this? How did you start doing this yourself?
Personally, I was with a company that sold commodities. I was with them for 25 years, and they bought Trillium CNG. And that seemed like an interesting new space in the energy industry for me. So after 25 years of selling natural gas and electricity, I moved over to Trillium CNG in a business development role about 3 years ago.
Absolutely awesome.
I'm still learning, every day. So it's been a cool space.
It's got to make you feel good when you see this sold out event here at Blue Chip and all the great folks that are here making a difference in our community.
Absolutely. A lot of people have stopped by, talked to some folks in the surrounding communities about possibly working with them on their transits. Michigan City, has an anaerobic digester. We can help capture that methane, pipe that into the distribution system or to a CNG station. There are great, air quality benefits in doing that, and that's actually a very important growing part of our business right now, capturing.
You are great. Folks want to connect with you at Trillium. Do you want to throw out a website or social media if you'd like? You know what? We got you right here on WIMS, AM 1420, TrilliumCNG.com. Thank you so much for talking to us today.
You bet. Thank you.
All right. Rick Federighi with WIMS, WHFB here on the Green Radio Network. Jackie Beisel, what are you thinking?
This is awesome. I've never been to this before, and I think it's pretty cool.
All right. We have got a lot of stuff going. Lori, of course, is helping us out here. How are you doing today?
I'm great. We are blessed with a big crowd. We've got about 300 people here and nearly 40 vendors. We're just excited to see so many people who are interested in clean fuels, clean air, and clean environment for all of us.
AM 1420 WIMS, AM 1060 WHFB, and there are so many great vendors. There are so many different vehicles that are around here. We were just out at the Chicago Auto Show, and it was absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorite cars in the entire world, if not the coolest car, BMW. Glenn with BMW of Cherville, correct?
Correct. How are you?
I am absolutely fantastic. Rick Federighi, we are live here on the Green Radio Network with WIMS out of Michigan City and WHFB out of St. Joe, Michigan. Talk to me a little bit about you guys being out here today and explain to our audience about what you've got going on.
Today we brought out our 2017 BMW i3, which is our I think one of the best electric products in the world that you can get. We do also plug-in hybrid electrics as well, but the one we have here today up in the ballroom is the i3. Great range, great technology, eco-friendly. It's a car that's for a lot of different buyers. So we touch on about 5 different groups of buyers, and this being the 2017, some new innovations and bigger range as well.
Very hip on the way this opens up for families. Being a dad with 2 daughters, mine are grown and in college, but man, I could still see this working right now. This is really cool. Can you describe the way it opens up? And it's beautiful.
This is my everyday driver, and I have my 10-year-old daughter that gets in there and jumps in, and when I pick her up from school, she loves it because it's the coolest thing pulling up in the parking lot. And again, it is actually a great family car and a big cockpit. The way it opens up and what you're seeing here is because the car is such a strong car made out of carbon fiber and aluminum. It's a super light car and super strong. It doesn't even have what they call a B-pillar. The 2 doors close together, so you have what was known in the old days as a suicide door, where it'll open up backwards, so it allows the back passengers to get in a lot easier. So with no door frames as well, which you see is interesting. So it's a big, open, roomy car. It's a lot bigger inside than the outside appearance looks like.
Absolutely wonderful. Do you want to throw out a number or a website or a direct link to you, Glenn, if folks want to get a hold of you?
Again, I'm Glenn Green from BMW in Cherville. Our website, www.bmwsch.com, and as well as my personal number there, area code 219-864-7333 for a test drive.
Keep up the great work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rick.
All right. Rick Federighi with WIMS and, of course, WHFB right here. Talk of the South Shore. We are on the Green Radio Network. Okay, so you got my executive producer, Sanders, just Google-eyed over your product here. I love it. It's Rick Federighi. Talk to me and let everybody know who you are.
My name is Kevin Hartman. I'm with Zero Motorcycles. I'm our sales director for our fleet and authority line of products. So that's our police motorcycles, and we also have some military bikes. We also have a complete line of consumer models as well.
Wow, this to me is absolutely unbelievable. Sanders, what are you thinking?
I want one of those.
I want one too. God bless, by the way, our firefighters, our police folks, and our EMTs and all these men and women that keep us safe, and our military, of course. God bless America.
God bless America.
There you go. Talk to me a little bit. Describe this beautiful motorcycle. Wow.
Yep, sure. So, of course, 100% electric. So range depends on how you ride and our battery configuration. At the top of our line, you can do about 200 miles on a charge, and then it just plugs into 110. So the charger's on board. We give you a cord. You plug one end into the bike, one end into the wall. You're ready to go.
Okay. Are these rolling out right now as we speak?
They are. They're available. We've got about 100 dealers around the country. The closest one here, I think, would be Lafayette, Indiana. And then for our law enforcement side, we've got about 100 police departments using them now as well. South Bend PD has 2 of our bikes.
Absolutely wonderful. Wow, it's so cool to see you out here. And you got a lot of gizmos around the Zero Motorcycles display here. This is really awesome. One of my favorite displays today. Thank you so much for taking the time. Hey, if folks want to get a hold of you or find anything else about, do you have like a website or something you want to throw out?
Absolutely. It's zeromotorcycles.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Rick Federighi here on AM 1420 WIMS, AM 1060 WHFP. We'd like to thank Michael Sanders, our executive producer, on-site producer, Jackie Beisel. Lori, let's talk a little bit. This has got to make you happy.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful to see how many people really do support clean fuels, clean vehicles, clean energy, and a clean environment for our region. That's what we should all be striving for in the end.
And don't forget to listen to the Green Radio Network exclusively here on Girard Media on WIMS AM 1420. Wednesdays, of course, at 10 a.m. And, of course, on our brother station, AM 1060 WHFP, simulcasting at 11 a.m. and rewind at 6 and 7 a.m. exclusively on the Central and Eastern time zone. Thank you so much for all that you guys do.
Thank you for your partnership. We appreciate it, Rick.
On behalf of us all at Girard Media, God bless America. I'm Rick Federighi. Thank you to Michael Sanders and Jackie Beisel. Stay green.